You're making one right decision today. You're listening to Handcuffs and Sage.
Three badass moms bringing you all the true crime and paranormal your heart desires.
I'm Red.
I'm Timo.
I'm Dre. And don't let your kids listen. Seriously, just don't.
Hey, it's Handcuffs and Sage. Woo!
What up?
I am Red.
And this is Timo.
And I am Dre.
And it's The Rock.
Hey.
Oh, we got The Rock on today. Woo! Not the real one. A pretend one. We are talking about Disney. I'm still gonna get this wrong. Disney sex pervy pics, maybe. What are we calling it, Rock?
Disney's sneaky little sex secrets.
Yes, sneaky little sex secrets. That's so weird. My husband has the same thing that has nothing to do with Disney.
Sneaky little sex secrets?
Sex secrets, and they're sneaky.
Stay out of that drawer.
Oh, we're such parents. It's sad.
So this is our episode 3 of our conspiracy theories.
Yay!
Down the rabbit hole.
Woo!
We're going down, baby.
We're going down the rabbit hole.
Oh, and we're going down.
We're going to see all the penises in the hole.
Disney's hidden
Okay.
boners.
All right, Rock, tell us why we're talking about this today.
Well, today we are exposing the little sneaky sex secrets in all the Disney movies. Maybe not all of them, but most of the Disney movies and even some Disney TV shows.
Damn.
I didn't even know this was a thing. And then you sent a video to me. What show was that?
That was Puppy Dog Pals.
Puppy Dog Pals.
Which my kids watch literally for a day. It's always on.
And they're all
so getting a little
and innocent.
It's not,
watching naughty images, and
So-
we had no idea.
it's not so innocent, right?
No, you
So-
sent me this video, and you look at it a little bit, and all of a sudden you see that the puppy ear kind of moves out, and it looks like a penis.
It looks like exactly like a penis.
It looks exactly like a little penis, and we have all these little kids watching the show, and they have no idea.
They have no idea.
So sweet, yeah.
So Red, you didn't know about this at all until Rock sent you that group video that he sent us?
Okay, so maybe a few years ago, somebody said like, in this one cartoon, this minister has an erection.
Right.
And I was like, what are you even talking about? This is a kid's movie. And that was it. That's all I had ever heard.
Okay. Yeah. Me too. And then when I did a deep dive into the subject, I had like 20 pages of stuff. I could not believe the stuff that I found. This is like totally bananas.
You know what the best part is, though, that you mentioned the little priest, right, looking a little too excited at the ceremony. He, I guess they brought it to Disney's attention, and I guess this is the big question, right, is that when it comes up to Disney's attention, they don't acknowledge it, and they kind of just secretly dub it over, and they get rid of the evidence.
Yeah, they revise it for
And
all the future copies that go out from that point on. They are revised, and it's just never brought up, right?
Right. Yeah, and they don't talk about it. They don't acknowledge it. They don't say anything. They just like, yeah, let's just fix it.
So do you think it's being done on purpose?
Absolutely.
Yeah, here's the question. Now, is it being done for fun by the animators just to like see what they could get away with? Because I could see that being feasible, or is it being orchestrated at a higher level, like sneak in all these wieners and just secretly make kids look at cartoon wieners? It doesn't make sense because the kid doesn't know it's a wiener. Only the adults know. So in that sense, it's kind of like maybe just the adults having fun. You know, it's hard to say, but it's not necessary. I mean, Disney is supposed to be like wholesome G-rated cartoons, but if you look deeper, Disney's pretty dark. In fact, like it actually really deep, and I'll just briefly touch on this, but a lot of like the, Alice in Wonderland, Snow White, the original text of some of these stories, like Snow White, they're super dark, and they're
Oh,
like,
I
yeah.
know.
It's
Oh,
like the
yeah.
Seven Dwarfs. There was a little more than meets the eye with them. It was like a whole like gang rape thing. Like it's
Mhm.
much more. And they kind of like slowly twisted it into like a colorful, happy form of entertainment. But
Yeah.
it's a little trippy when you dig deep. What do you guys think?
Well, that was
Absolutely.
so that was like, say that was like in the 30s, 40s, and 50s. Everybody was not as PC as we are these days. I mean, people were still saying the N word and all that good stuff. So I can see how that was the norm during that time.
Yeah, and well, a lot of the like higher up kind of crowd, they have a kind of a dark sense of humor, and that's kind of accepted if you go into LA and Hollywood and hear stand up. It's pretty dark,
Oh, sure.
so there's that, but it's being marketed to children, Did
Right.
you want me to explain the Puppy Dog Pals for the listeners, or
Yes.
So-
Go ahead.
this one I discovered on my own. No one told me about this. And I still haven't seen a video about it. But I'm like, anytime I watch Disney bought the Muppet Babies too recently. So, or they bought Jim Henson or whatever. But yeah, so
Ooh, can I just interject really quick? Because what's the little furry? What is he? The Fuzzy the Bear kid? That one, the little
Fozzie
bear.
or Animal. Okay.
Fozzie. So if you look at his little bow tie, there's a bunch of nipples on that thing.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not kidding.
Nice.
See, there's always something
100%.
you gotta look closely, but I totally believe that. I'll have to check that out. It's probably
Yeah.
recorded.
She definitely sees nipples on the hat, so we will check it out.
Well, so the Puppy Dog Pals, I was literally just watching TV with the kids, and I'm always thinking like, what
About penises?
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, what's Disney sneaking in this time? And I'm always trying to find like some, and it's not always sex stuff. Sometimes there's other conspiracy stuff. I'll touch on that later. But I was watching Puppy Dog Pals, and the main screen, which they show before every single thing, and usually even at the commercials and everything, it just says Puppy Dog Pals, and the top word is puppy. So the letter P has a doggy ear on the left side of it. And then the letter Y has a doggy ear on the right side, and they're both hanging down, and they both look like floppy dog ears, right? And it says Puppy Dog Pals. It's like 4 seconds. So it says Puppy Dog Pals. There's a little chime, a little jingle, and then the ears raise for about a full like second and a half. It's almost like the music stops, and you just see both ears raise. Well, the ear on the left just raises, and it looks like an ear raising. The ear on the right turns into an erection, and it's not. It's clear as day. You could kind of argue it, because if you said, okay, it's the letter Y, if the ear lifted up on the letter Y, it would kind of still look like that, but it's not. It's just too much of a. They clearly could have made the Y look like the T, right? And they didn't. And I guarantee someone caught that in like, when this thing was breaking ground, I'm sure someone's like, how about that boner on the right? They're like, yeah, they won't notice it for a few years. Leave it,
Nobody will notice except for The Rock.
So I was happy that I caught that one, and I told my wife, I'm like, babe, did you see it? And she's like, shut up. And I'm like, look, it's a freaking wiener.
No, really.
She just thinks you're a disgusting pervert for seeing penises. Okay, so I want to start kind of going down a list here of things that I found, and maybe we can talk about some of these fun ones. How about that? Okay, so the first one that came up was on the Little Mermaid cover, which, by the way, my favorite cartoon. I remember watching it in the theater with my dad. On the cover, there's a golden penis there in the middle of the picture.
It's like a castle,
right?
Yeah, it's like a castle of penises, or like dildos.
Beautiful golden penis. Like somebody thought a lot of themselves, and he was like, I'm gonna put this on a mermaid cover. They're saying that this was done. He wasn't a Disney employee, though. He was some guy, just an animator, kind of working outside. He wasn't disgruntled or anything, and he said it was purely by accident that this thing looks like a penis.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Give me a break.
Yeah, and all the other 25,000 accidents that look like penises.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And the puppy dog pals that looks like a penis.
Right. It was an accident. Okay. So then the one I brought up earlier was the minister in The Little Mermaid with the erection. And they were like, no, it's a knee. It's a knee. And that looks like an erection.
Yeah,
Right.
clearly.
Is anyone saying it's a knee?
No, I just learned.
Well,
I
no.
just learned about the knee thing because all the YouTube videos now are like, their purpose is to prove conspiracies wrong. So they're like, what conspiracy think is a boner is actually his knee because he's so short. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know about that. He's got a robe on.
Okay, I'm gonna take
He's got a robe on.
I'm gonna take the devil's. I'm sorry, Rock. I'm gonna take the devil's advocate because I watched this over and over again.
Oh
And
my God.
you can
I can
see,
see Tima like, wait, let me see. Wait, let me check again.
you can see. First of all, you can see his knees, and you can see his shirt is kind of like above the knees, and he does have like bony knees. And then in the next frame, like the shirt is covering the knees, and it looks like maybe he lifts his knees under the shirt, and it does look like a boner, but it's like the same shape as his knee in the
It could
previous.
basically double as both. I agree with you. Like I was like, okay, I suppose it could be the knee, but at the same time, you're like, you could have also not shown the knee, and it wouldn't have affected the cartoon at all, right?
Right. And I'll always go back to the fact that when it was brought to their attention, they decided to dub it out. Like if they,
Yes.
if they wanted to be like 100%, nope, that's a knee, just let it go, they would have just left the freaking knee.
Well,
But they didn't. They took it out.
Dre, you know why they did that? Because somebody actually sued Disney for that. Because they they claimed that it was not suitable for young children. So they actually tried a whole lawsuit. So I think that, that's the only one that I found where somebody actually decided to sue Disney regarding that. So maybe that was the whole reason behind them changing that. But I'm not saying, hey, you guys, that's a knee, because there's like 150 other ones that I found legit, pervilicious.
I want all of us to take a moment here to think about the poor guy that was probably married to the chick who threw a fit about the minister's erection to the point where she sued Disney, right? We all should take a moment for that guy.
With all of this being said and stuff, I always go back to like, we're parents and we're so concerned and we're like, oh, what are our kids watching and stuff, right? And
not me. I gave up a long time ago.
Well, and that's the thing is like, I get it. There's some credence to that, but let's talk about the fact that I watched the Golden Girls when I was like 8, and all that flew right over my head, and I don't.
It's all sex talk with these old ladies.
All I remember is having a good time sitting next to my mom. I don't remember all the sex talk. Okay.
Right. Oh my God, I love that you watched the Golden Girls when you were 8.
I love.
All right,
I don't know what that means.
All right, so this is an interesting one. This is a good one. In an animated movie, I believe it's called The Rescuers. 38 minutes in, there are 2 images of a topless chick. It is not animated. It is a real picture of a topless woman. How does that happen? I guess splicing it in, I would assume. My husband was a projectionist at a movie theater one time. I kind of know how that all works. So these kids were watching some kids movie, and all of a sudden you see titties.
Yeah.
Like
so
real
wait, is
titties.
it
So
like
this
a
is
scene,
not
like just mixed in like a full screen, or is it like?
Yeah,
I thought it was like a window.
right. It's like a Fight Club situation.
This
like
is
in the movie Fight Club.
Yeah.
No, it's not a full. It's
this
not a
is
full
one
screen.
of my
It's a little window.
Yeah, it's a window.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
Right?
So, you guys, this is one of my favorite movies, and the two little guys are flying around town in a sardine can
On the back of a bird.
and they're flying. Yeah, so they're flying they're flying through different things, and then as they fly by this window, you can plainly see this like naked woman in the background. It's like black and white. There's no excuse for it at all whatsoever.
And that's probably since been removed, I'm sure, right?
Oh yeah, they removed it before the film was released on video in 1999.
Really? Oh.
Yeah. When it was brought to their attention, because it was made in 1977, and then the video was released in 1999. So they had 22 years to clear that up, but they did.
Wait,
they got rid
it
of
was
it.
made that long before it was released?
Yes.
That's crazy, because that was a good movie.
Crazy.
That's the one with the little boy, right?
I know.
And he's in the outback. The little
Yeah.
there's the eagle, right? That's the same one.
Yeah, I think so,
Sorry.
but no, I think it was released in the 70s, but then they like remastered it on video in the 90s.
Oh, well, there was the
they
there was
redid
the
it.
Rescuers, and then there's the Rescuers Down Under. So I wonder.
No, this is the original Rescuers, like the old school one. And I was a kid, like in the late 70s, early 80s, and I remember seeing it then.
I was a kid in the 80s, that's for sure. Like, I think I was
also a child in the 80s.
What?
I was also born in.
Yeah,
the 80s.
whatever, you guys. Whatever.
I was born in the 70s.
You're so cool.
I wish I was born in the 70s. Then my 80s would have been epic. But I was like a 90s teenager, 90s/2000. So like.
Yeah, same here.
Oh my God.
Rock, how old are you? Rock, you're 36?
What? Yeah, I'm 36. Yeah, my highlight was like Vanilla Ice, and the guy, who the hell knows that was.
Exactly. I'm 37, so
we could be buddies. We're like the same age.
I'm not going to be friends with you, so stop asking. Okay, it's awkward now because everyone can hear it. So let's go to the next one. This one I love. It's Jessica Rabbit, and they're giving a frame by frame. She's opening her legs like slowly, right? Like in drawings. And it's obvious at one point this bitch ain't wearing panties.
Well, not with the dress like that. You'll see.
Not with the dress like that, she ain't. Oh my God.
So not only does she have big old huge gazombos, but that's the coochie shot from Basic Instinct.
It's a Basic Instinct shot for sure.
I don't think I was allowed to watch Roger Rabbit. I remember my parents being like, "Nah, it's a little too much for you guys. We don't need to be watching that." My dad would always say, if there was something that was a little too edgy, he'd be like, "We don't need to watch that." Like even The Simpsons took him like 5 years for it to grow on him, and then he's like, "All right, this shit's pretty funny." But like in the beginning, remember The Simpsons came out, it was kind of edgy, like, whoa, a cartoon that's like adult.
Oh yeah.
My parents.
Yeah, I was not allowed to watch The Simpsons growing up. I was not allowed.
I wasn't banned from it, but my dad, he didn't like it if we put it on. He'd be like, "Turn this crap off," and I'm like, "This crap's hilarious, man."
I grew up in a very strict Mormon home, so yeah, no Simpsons for me. Okay, so let's look.
What else you got?
Okay, what else you got? So this is an interesting one. This is a one with Toy Story, where there's like a shadow.
It has so many too.
Yeah. So I thought this was weird. So this one, there's a shadow in the background where all the kids are looking, and they see the kid all grown up getting a blown job.
What?
That's what the shadow is. But then I guess they're saying it was like a viral hoax that somebody just added that shadow in, like it's not actually in the movie.
I did not know.
Have you heard of this?
No.
Yeah, they showed the shadow, and he's like obviously getting a blowjob. Good for him, like whatever. But I don't know if it's in the actual movie.
Dre, did you look it up?
I didn't see that one. No, I'm just like, whoa, he was getting a blowjob.
It was his first one, and the Toys watched. It was amazing.
I mean, in doing all this, you guys know, like Toy Story has so many.
That's the one I found. I didn't know that there was others.
So I was actually going to go through, like, there's a whole list of things that Toy Story did here. There's just a really easy one where Buzz Lightyear gets like a little excited, and then he kind of just like, it's when Jessie walks in and his like little wings come out.
Yeah, I've
like,
seen that. Yeah, he just goes stiff, and then he like tips over. He turns red and tips over, and they're like,
right.
Clearly Buzz is filled up with blood, just like an erection, and then he tips over.
God, that's so great.
And then it's so crazy. Then there's also a time where I don't know. It's just like, again, they're like little small things, right? Where the toy called Legs is comprised of a pair of Barbie legs and a
That's
fishing
awesome.
rod.
I love that toy.
Like, she's a hooker.
Oh shit! I didn't get that.
You didn't get that, Rob?
No, it makes sense though.
Yeah, she's a hooker.
Yeah.
That quick humor goes right over my
Okay.
head. So you guys got to really hold my hand on those little one-liners. So
She's a hooker.
So much judgment.
All right.
And
So there's another one.
She actually plays a vital role in that ending scene. You remember she like fishes the duck out of the rain gutter,
Yes.
and she's responsible for saving the world.
Big time. Yes.
It's Pretty
in
Woman.
Toy Story 3.
What's that?
So in Toy Story 3, I'm sorry,
yeah.
go ahead.
No, after you.
Okay. Lotso takes Mrs. Potato Head's lips off of her body, and Mr. Potato Head yells something. Do you guys remember what this is?
I remember the scene, but
No
what
one
did he
takes my wife's milk but me.
Yeah.
yell?
He's like, hey, nobody takes my wife's mouth except me. Yeah. That's a little crazy.
Yeah.
Let's see what else. I think that was all I found for Toy Story, but I'm sure there are more. Like,
Now, did you guys hear the one on Aladdin? That was an audio glitch. I don't know if you caught that one.
what happened?
So in Aladdin, the scene when Aladdin just becomes a prince and he's on the magic carpet in his prince outfit, and he goes up to her balcony, and then the tiger kind of confronts him, and then she's like, "Easy, Jasmine," or the tiger's name, I forget, Nala, whatever the hell the tiger's name. She tells the tiger to simmer down now, and then right after
Raja, she says,
she's like,
simmer down now.
she's like, "Easy, Raja," and then right before the conversation stopped, or right before Aladdin starts talking, you hear him say, "Take off your clothes," and then he says, yeah, and then he says his thing. But I have the VHS, and I've actually like paused it and listened, and it's on my VHS.
Take off your clothes. You just play that for your wife. He's like, who just said that?
Yeah, like when the
Wow.
Marvin
Maybe
Marvin
you should
Gaye
do it.
record is skipping, we just put on Aladdin.
Yes. Gotta mix it up, homie.
I'm
Can't do
not
Marvin
gonna-
Gaye all the time.
I'm not gonna lie, I did have a thing for Jasmine when I was a kid.
Oh.
I mean, who didn't?
She's got those almond eyes. I don't know. I'm a sucker
Oh,
for it.
hey.
Hey.
Hey, girl.
So supposedly Disney's rebuttal for that is he actually says, okay, so the conspiracy theory is good teenagers, take off your clothes. And the rebuttal is he's saying, good tiger, take off, scat, go.
Oh, hilarious.
Yeah, sure, that's what he's saying. Sure. Yeah, we got it wrong.
Mm-hmm. Love it, Disney. Love it.
The Rock is using it in his sex playlist. He's saying, take off your clothes.
Yeah, but
Absolutely.
Hello.
since we're on the subject of like sex and like seducing your wife, how about the anal beads in Cinderella?
What? I didn't see that.
Yes.
At what part is there anal beads?
Okay, so Cinderella was made in 1950, so that was a long ass time ago. And there's little things like mice, the ones that make her dress and all that. And there's these two little chubby little mice, and their names are Jag and Gus, and they spill beads all over the place. So like, oh shit! So they're trying to like gather all the beads. So Jag decides he's gonna string all the beads on Gus's tail, and then they can run off with the beads. But it totally keeps pulling out anal beads out of poor little Gus's foot.
Oh, Gus had
It
anal
does look
beads.
like that.
That's the best part when you pull them out, right?
Hey,
No
look,
comment.
I wouldn't know.
Thank God I know nothing about that.
Dre,
I didn't even know.
Dre, we know you know, bitch. We know you know. A bunch of skanks up in here.
Cinderella is my favorite movie.
I love it too.
Cinderella, Cinderella.
Bambi's a simple one too.
What? What's in Bambi?
Again,
Yeah, that's another one from like
in
the 40s.
1942, think of the years. Like it came out in 1942, and whatever, Flower kisses what's his name? Not Pepe Le Pew. No, when
Flower
Skunk-
and Thumper.
It's no when Skunk when Flower. Sorry, Jesus. When Skunk kisses Flower, right? When the female skunk kisses Flower, he goes like super rigid. He turns super red, like a big penis, and then like it's like ding.
Yeah.
1942, guys. 1942.
Yeah,
It's
no.
like you can see the blood rushing to his head. It's
Gross.
It's gross.
Really? I thought
yeah.
it was just like he was just like in love.
Well, yeah, but think about it.
Sure.
So there, you know the movie Hercules?
Yes.
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 There's some creepy little things going on in that movie. There's some.
Yes,
I know there's a
I
lot
saw
of like
that.
occult ties in that movie and in the different like rituals and dances they do. But there's one part where there's this like Aphrodite chick or something, some like goddess, and she's dancing in a purple dress, and then she has like a slit in her dress, and so there's a very brief portion where her legs are, she's kind of like standing with her legs not spread but just like forward and back a little bit, and like, you know, when the thigh kind of pops through the slit, right? Except there's this little sliver and it looks just like a little humdinger, but like on a chick, you know? So,
Yeah, really?
I swear to God.
It looks like
But
a humdinger.
the rebuttal to that is that it's actually just like a sliver of her upper thigh and just the angle, you know. But that one was pretty dirty. I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah, that's when they're singing Zero to Hero, I think. That was that part.
That's right.
You know, did you guys see also, like, keeping with Hercules, when the River Guardian bumps his head?
Yes.
Yes.
That's the one I saw.
Oh, yeah.
Fully turns
The balls in the wiener.
into, like, it's,
Like full on. No joke.
full on.
It's a
Penis
full on
balls,
gross
all of it.
The full on
wiener
dick
balls.
and balls on his
Yep.
head.
Yep.
Pork and beans, baby.
It sure is.
And he's looking all sad in her. Aww.
I know.
Aww. So then a famous one is Lion King, where it says sex in the air, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Like
Mhm.
all like the things in the air. I was looking at it. I don't know if I see sex in the air or not.
Well, there's another
Yeah,
there's
man.
another one on the Lion King. Did you see the one where the like the Lion King poster or like the cover for the movie?
Yes. Yes.
So it's like a lion's face, like the nose and like the mouth marks. But then if you kind of like look, you know, like where you twist your eyes and then you see the different image, it's actually like a big booty girl in a thong kind of thing.
I put a chick from Florida is on his face.
Yeah. I'm saying you don't have to twist your face to look
Yeah,
at it. You don't have to do
it pops
anything
out
to see.
once someone brings it up to your attention. You're like, holy shit, that is a.
Oh shit! There's
It's
a
really there. Like,
big
you can see
bitty
her
hoe
hair and
on his
everything.
face.
All of it.
Yes. So then there's the Hunchback of Notre Dame, where there's a scene where a chick is dancing and she's doing a fire dance and she's like fully nude in this fire.
Yeah, that's Esmeralda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's all, look at me, I'm dancing, I'm nude, I'm on fire. It's totally there. That one's there. And then there's a poster of Mickey and he's like, you know, hugging Minnie. But Minnie's wearing a blue dress and the blue dress just completely looks like a big blue penis.
Oh
Yeah.
It's her cuff, and the way her arms positioned in the cuff is like full on, helmet on top of a erection. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
it's
actually one of the Euro Disney movies or cartoons. It's called Blatted, I think it's called. But yeah, I mean, there is no mistaking that is a full on big blue dick.
Yeah.
No way. Can't get away with this one, Disney.
So
we're on
when
to
my boys were little, Cars came out, and I watched that movie like 50 times a day.
Yes.
I could repeat it. And there's some funny stuff from Cars. Like, maybe you guys can enlighten me on this. I have no clue. I'm the oldest in the group, and I've never heard this before.
You're so old.
In Cars 2, there's like a celebration, and there's like a whole bunch of lemons, like in this like banquet hall, and they're calling it a lemon party. And they're referencing the old cars, like they're old, like farty old men. What the hell does that mean? What do you guys know?
Well,
about
when
that?
you buy a lemon, like you buy a car that's already like to shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is
Mhm.
like a shitty car.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's nothing like
Well,
gross and sexual with like old men.
No.
Okay.
well,
Are you gonna turn lemons into something
no,
sexy,
because
Rock?
there's this kind of, and I don't know anything about this. Mark my words, but there's a lot of talk that some old, powerful, creepy white dudes are into this like golden shower peeing on each other thing, which is kind of a thing.
Yes, I've heard
So-
that.
Okay. See, I knew it. I knew it was something
No
gross like
judgment
that.
if that's your thing. Okay.
Well, there's supposed to be tapes of our president in Russia, like peeing on a bunch of girls or something. They never came out, but yeah,
Yes.
I've heard a lot of talk about that, and
Yeah,
That's gross.
definitely don't pee on girls.
Mm-mm.
I'm just
See, I
gonna
like to
come out and
think,
say it.
you know what happens is
I like to think Cars is innocent.
when
you
you're
know?
when you're rich and powerful and you're like, okay, I own half the world, I have a Ferrari, I have like a wife and a girlfriend, you're like, what's next? Let's go pee on
Like, what
yeah,
else
let's
can
go
I
pee
do?
on some high
Yeah.
schoolers in Russia or some Czechoslovakian.
Right. That's
Ew.
level 10.
Yeah,
I get to pee on
that's,
people now.
that's next
Ugh.
level shit.
Right. I agree, Rock.
Gross.
Do we have any other sexy, sneaky secrets hiding anywhere?
Yeah.
Yes.
We touched on Lion King a little bit, but there was if you looked at Nala's sex face in the grass when her and Simba are reunited, it's like super obvious. She like licks him in the face and he's like, whoa, oh cool, we're gonna have sex right now. And then it like kind of pans away to like Pumbaa and Timon peeking in at them during their little sexy
They're the
time.
swingers.
Does this remind you of your house, Trey?
Yeah, with these kids, hell yeah.
Yep. Surprise! You're pregnant.
What did you guys hear about Ratatouille?
Oh, I love Ratatouille.
The vegetables and sex
Don't
toys.
ruin that movie for me. I love Ratatouille.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
He's using vegetables as sex toys.
Ew, really?
Yeah.
I didn't hear that one.
Oh
And
my
he
God,
says that-
who would do that?
And then Anton also says, if I don't love it, I don't swallow it.
Oh my God, who would say that?
That's what she
OMG.
said. That's what she said.
And then there's
No,
also a
Everyone's
little.
so judgy on here. Jesus.
So
What?
there is a part in Ratatouille when Chef Linguini, he tells Colette that he has a little someone
Yes.
helping him cook in the kitchen, and he's like, he's stuttering and he doesn't really know how to get the words out, and he's like, I have this tiny little and then like you look at her eyes and she looks down at his penis.
My little helper.
My little helper. He's got
Mhm. I'm gonna help her in the kitchen.
Yep.
Oh my God, I love it.
That's the sous chef.
Yeah. My little guy.
That's unsafe. That is unsafe.
Well,
So,
let me just steer this over to some G-rated waters real quick. So not a sex secret, but this is just some food for thought for
Are you gonna tell us?
if anyone's kids are listening, they can tune in now. But
Only for 2 minutes.
so Toy Story 3 or 4, the most recent Toy Story, the beginning scene where there's like a train and then like Woody's hanging from the train and then Mr. Potato Head's like robbing someone, right? I don't know if you remember that scene.
Yeah.
So that scene was actually an animated, like realistic version of Toy Story 1, the very first opening scene when he's playing with his toys. And he's like, someone poisoned the water hole, that whole beginning scene. In the fourth one,
Mm-hmm.
they play it out as like its own little mini movie. Just a
Wow.
good
That's
clean
cute.
fun. So yeah, that's cute.
I love it.
Oh, that is.
Oh, Disney,
cute.
you're not so bad.
No.
Yeah.
Just kidding. You are.
Yeah. So in Timo fashion, because I do the whole paranormal and like gross, scary, nasty stuff, I went to like the dark side of Disney and I found a few
Oh,
things.
you went on
So
the dark web?
yeah.
Careful, you're gonna
So
get a
in
critical threat.
Tarzan, I guess. See, you guys all have littles. Well, half of us have littles. So I
don't have little.
I know, but I haven't seen Disney movies in a long time. But I guess in Tarzan, the villain guy is Clayton, and somehow dies or something, but in the background you can actually see his like body like hanging from the vines.
What?
Yeah, like you can totally see the outline of his body just hanging there, like if he hung himself. And then in Beauty and the Beast, Gaston, I guess he's the villain as well. And
it's Gaston.
Oh, Gaston.
Gaston.
Yes, and he falls off the roof and dies, I guess. Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's skulls in his eyes when they do a close-up of his face.
That sounds, yeah.
And then in Hercules, there's a part where Scar from The Lion King is like the rug.
Yeah.
Oh yes, I saw that.
And then I guess, and then also in Little Mermaid, when Ariel is like having dinner, like her dinner date was with Eric, she like has absolutely no problem eating a crab that looks like poor little Sebastian. And then the last thing I found was in Hunchback of Notre Dame. I guess there's like a big huge fire going through the town, and like you could literally hear in the background over someone talking like the screams of people burning to death.
Wow.
Ah.
Yeah, so that's totally bananas. I actually love that website that I found that had like the full on like dark side of Disney, stuff. So yeah, that was Timo's.
So that's a good segue into, Walt Disney and Club 33 and kind of like the deeper side of that. Like you guys had mentioned about the Club 33 at Disneyland. What is that? That's a secret club, a secret restaurant, speakeasy type of thing that only certain people can go to, right?
Mm-hmm. Millionaires. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's over there in the New Orleans Square, like upstairs, like where like over Pirates of the Caribbean is.
You got to like go in the back door and say the secret word like New England clam chowder.
Right.
Let you in. Well, 33. The 33. The significance of that number, aside from many other things like the age that Jesus died or the amount of vertebrae in your spinal cord, there's a lot of conspiracies about the number 33. But the biggest one is that 33-degree Freemason. That's the highest level of Freemasonry. So the ultimate conspiracy, all conspiracy theorists, like what it all boils down to is that Freemasons run the world. They run the media. They run the banks. And there's only, there's not that many 33-degree Freemasons. Okay, so Walt Disney is one of them. Okay, ready for this?
Wow.
All the NASA astronauts from the moon mission were Freemasons.
Seriously?
Yep. And then a lot of other people at NASA, but there's a lot of videos about Walt Disney, NASA, Stanley Kubrick, all buddy. Interesting, right?
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to hear a very odd story about Freemasons? Okay,
I'm glad we got into this topic because I got some good stuff for you guys.
Okay, so when my hubby and I started dating, that was 2 decades ago, a long time ago. And I noticed that when he met with his friends, that they all have this secret handshake. And I brought it up. I said, what is that handshake? I've never seen that before. And he said, well, growing up with our fathers, we all had this handshake. We don't know where it originated from, but we all do it with each other and only with each other. I thought that's weird, right? And then I was watching like a documentary years later on Freemasons, and they showed the handshake that they do, and it is the same handshake.
So,
OMG.
So I told him this. I said, hey, Freemason.
Really?
I know what you're up to. They have this secret handshake. That's
for the record, to your knowledge, he is not a Freemason, correct? She just got quiet real quick.
Right.
Yeah, I gotta go, guys.
All I have to say is we've got people handshaking each other who have been part of like police departments and things like that. So maybe it originated there.
Okay, well,
Okay.
I love the
Okay.
Freemasons. I just wanted to put that out there. Yeah, so check this out. And if you guys don't mind if we veer off topic, it is related, but I did the Freemason dive because I started looking into this one night and diving deep and learning about the secret handshakes, where when you shake someone's hand, you take your thumb and you.
No, we don't say what it
Okay.
is.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Okay, I see what's going on here. Okay.
We can't say what it is.
Well, how about this? I had a coworker who was a Mason, and he told me about it, and I was like, "Whoa, dude, that's some deep shit right there." And I was like, and he's like, "Oh no, it's just a lot of like history and rituals." And I was like, "Yeah, you lost me at the ritual part." But anyway,
he's all, there's mass, we pee on people. So it's fine.
I learned a few things about their secrets, and there's some secret sayings, and I won't go into details to protect your family, but
Thank you.
There's some secret sayings you can say, and then if you deliver a certain saying, you get the right response, then you know they're a Mason, you're a Mason. And yeah,
that's right.
So I learned.
That's right.
I found these things deep down on the internet, and they're not easy to find. I had to do some digging, but so I decided to test it on my buddy at work, and he came. It was just me and him in the shop one day, and I said something to him, a little question, like a kind of a little cliche question, you know. And I said the trigger line, something along the lines of, I'll just say like, you're a busy guy, you must get around a lot, something along those lines, right? But the actual word for word, what the actual saying is. And he stopped dead in his tracks, like he saw a ghost. I'm not lying to you guys. He stopped and he turned around 180 degrees, and he looked at me with the biggest smirk, and he's like, and then he responded with the beginning of it.
Right. Don't say the response.
He gave the response, and he looked at me like, "What don't I know about you?" And I was like, "Oh, don't worry. I just watched a bunch of YouTube videos." And I'm like, "I know all your secrets." But he was like,
"But I got you, man. I got you."
Damn, Rock.
He was a deer.
Were you like shitting in your pants at this point?
He turned white. I'm not even kidding. He turned pale white, and I don't think he realized that I probably learned more about his cult on YouTube than he's learned in the past 20 years being a member of the organization.
Dude, Rock, that took some balls though.
For real, that's
care.
Crazy.
Catch me outside.
Yikes.
Dang.
Oh, how about that? How about that?
Yes.
And then come to find out, this was a guy, he was a really, really cool guy, right? He kind of took a liking to me. I was the new guy at the company, and we had similar interests. We both like cars, this and that. So he was really cool. He kind of reached out. He had kids the same age as mine, and he invited us over for some barbecues. And he was really kind of like inquiring about my life and how I kind of run things and what my house is like. And I realized that I think he was kind of like combing the water to see if I'm a possible candidate to invite me to a meeting or something like that. Yeah, because that's what they do. They kind of screen, like once you're a member, they'll come to your house and check it out and make sure you're running a clean shop. Like they want like responsible men who take care of their like there's a criteria for being a Mason. So you know, like they literally will come to your house and make sure you're not like some sloppy dude who doesn't pay their bills. Like you have to be kind of a upstanding citizen, if you will, before you engage in these sadistic rituals that they do.
Wow, that's
it's really interesting, the history that they have and who was part of it. You know, our founding fathers for the country were
have you guys seen in Washington D.C. how the streets are designed? Have you seen any of that conspiracy stuff?
I have. When the kids were little, we went back and we did tours and things like that, and they did talk about how it was lined up and the grid or the symbol.
There's a couple of them. Right? Yeah, there's like was it a pentagram or I forget what it was.
Yeah, something like that.
Star, nothing important, right?
Yeah.
No big deal. We're not going to look into it. We have other things to talk about. Ozark, this season was amazing. Okay,
Oh yeah,
way more important
so
than
good.
Freemasons.
Okay, I haven't gotten into it, so don't spoil it.
Okay, yeah, check it
No,
out.
you have to.
I'm finishing
but the
Supernatural,
Freemasons,
and then I will get into Ozark.
yeah. But we should definitely talk about Freemasons
Yeah,
on,
it's a
another
whole episode
episode.
conversation.
Yeah,
I
I
would
want to research that
really
one.
be into it.
I vaguely remember being told as a child, and it went over my head back in the day, that my grandfather on my dad's side was a Freemason. So I would be very interested. He died when my father was very young, so my dad didn't really know his dad. But that would be a very interesting thing for me to look into if I
Yeah,
could.
careful. It's a deep rabbit hole, that one.
Absolutely, it is.
Mm-hmm. All right, guys.
All right, I love this episode. I love that we saw and talked about penises.
And nipples and boobs and
right.
Yeah,
Lots of
Wait,
nipples,
hold on. You guys
obviously,
got
on
room for
Fozzie.
one more quick one? So that so
Yeah.
okay. There's a show called Tots. It's about these storks that deliver babies all over the world. It's on the Disney Channel right now. It's a pretty popular. It's on like prime time every night. It's like, you bring in these babies home. These little flamingos, right? They fly babies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Keep singing. That was good.
They have like a station, like this little like it's almost like the stratosphere. It's like on a pole way up in the sky, and that's where they make the babies and ship them off, right? There's probably a lot more. There's probably some dark hidden meanings about like government controlling our children, but the interesting fact is, and we're gonna have to cover a podcast on the flat Earth theory, because that's a really fun one to talk about. But
Mm-hmm.
we might have to have my hubby on for that one.
yes, yes, bring
His
it.
one and only appearance.
When they're in
Love
their
it.
little station where they make the babies, there's the floor is a map, and it resembles what would be the flat Earth map, which also the flat Earth map is there's a name for this type of map. It's kind of like a pilot's map. It's when you see the Earth from the North Pole as if it was spread flat, right? So you see the North Pole in the center, and then the World Health Organization, the United Nations, and a couple other organizations have this map as their logo, which is funny because we're taught the globe and east and west. Yeah.
Interesting.
So they
Interesting, Rob.
show on the ground as clear as day, and it just makes you wonder, why is this map everywhere when it's not the map we give our kids in school, and it's a map that pilots use as well. Real quick note, something that we have to dive into when we do cover the flat Earth thing is flight patterns.
Yeah, definitely.
Right, flight patterns that don't make sense, and I encourage you guys to research that. You will find your mind will blow when.
Hey, I know some pilots.
Catch me outside.
Yep. Catch me outside. How about that?
How about that?
Hey, I want to leave you guys with one more from Hocus Pocus, because it's actually not an animated one, but it's Disney.
And we all know how much Red loves Hocus Pocus. Oh, yes.
Is that the movie
with
actually
every
so
year?
Crazy.
I don't know what you're talking about. I've never seen it.
Okay. So
Zachary Beast.
There's a scene where Sarah Jessica Parker is sitting on the bus driver's
Oh yeah, I love
lap,
that scene.
and she's like jumping up and down, all happy and excited.
Yes.
Hello.
She's such a hoe. I love that movie. Oh,
She was.
I love it.
Love it.
She was hot in that
It's
movie
great.
too. Much better than the Sex and the City Sarah Jessica Parker. Yeah, it was the
Everyone
blonde hair.
says
It was the
that.
blonde hair and the
But I
makeup.
loved her
All
in
these
this
chicks
series.
nowadays, they go for this natural makeup. It's like, if you're gonna put on some makeup, like, make it count. Cake that shit on fit.
let me tell you, I'm not even kidding. My husband and I had this conversation today. He said, I hope after this quarantine, because I think it's so hot, that women start doing their hair big, over the top makeup, like just kind of go crazy with it. He thinks it's so hot. He loves 80s.
Let's do it.
I like
Let's
the
do
heavy
it.
black eye makeup. I don't like red lipstick.
Yes. He's like, just do it. Tease the hair, make it big. All right. Okay, cool. Whatever. I'm more of a retro girl myself. You want big hair? I can give you big hair. Okay. Not a problem. Okay. Well, this was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this episode.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a blast.
Yes.
It was so good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. We had a lot of technical difficulties, but doing this remotely, we kind of have to roll with the punches.
Right. Yeah.
Right. I hope everyone knows it's not easy for us. We all work like crazy people still, even during this time. Plus, we take care of our families, plus, right? And dealing with all this doesn't make it easy,
meanwhile,
but
we're
it's still
bringing
a
you
lot
guys
of
all
fun.
this mind-blowing content that's just incredible and absolutely true.
Hell yeah.
It's mind-blowing.
Yeah, so if you can just overlook the little tweaks here and there and just really listen to, what we're talking about. After a while, you just forget that you're hearing these like little pops and little pings and little buzzes.
It gives
and
it
little
character.
Things,
It brings the whole real vibe. We're real people, real recording.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right.
We
keep it real. How about that?
Right. And Timo's on the technical side, and I'm also the perfectionist. So it cringes. It makes me cringe when I want it to be perfect for you guys. So that's just me, and that's just how I roll.
Thank you.
All right, y'all.
Okay.
Are we ready?
We're ready.
Do you remember our send-off for our Down the Rabbit Hole episode?
I do.
All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3.
We have questions. We have
it's
questions.
so bad. It's so awful.
I don't think Rock was in that. Was in that?
No, you just say it by yourself. We have questions. We have questions.
That's all.
We have questions.
Okay, so everyone can email us at handcuffsandsage at gmail.com.
All the social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
I have Venmo, PayPal, whatever contributions you guys want to make.
Yes. Right, that's correct. Well, that would be our Patreon page. And then we have a website, handcuffsandsagepodcast.com.
Right. And we started this recording out on Zoom. We had to quit it and go back to our old way of recording. So I actually will do a screenshot of the 4 of us, and I'll put that on our website. Right.
All right.
Yeah, because Rock's hat tonight was legit.
Yeah,
okay.
Rock was rocking the sign,
foil hat.
Yeah, the signs alien hat.
I'm gonna wear a foil hat next time.
I gotta keep that 5G out of my body. You know what I'm saying?
I feel the 5G
Are
in
you
my
guys doing a
body
double
right
take when
now.
you pass the cable truck, working on the poles on the side of the road, seeing what they're doing?
Well, they wink at me, and I'm like, all right, y'all, whatever. It's cool. All right. Well, good job, you guys.
Okay.
Later.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Freemasons next time.
Yeah. Bye.
Banned after that. I'm just warning you guys. All right. Have a good night, ladies.
Good night. Bye.
Okay. Bye. Love you. Love you guys. Bye.
Handcuffs and Sage is hosted by Red, Timo, and Dre in a shitty guest room in Los Angeles.
Theme music is Leave Now by We Are Wasted. Cover art done by Megan Winchester.
Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Show us some love on iTunes. Be a badass and do what you want. Until next time.